we've been in this time of a lot of transmutation, a lot of energies that have been brought up from our beings to be transmuted. There has been this focus around the base, sacral, and solar plexus energy centers, because those energy centers hold a lot of our beliefs, patterns, programs, and consciousness that are the foundations on how we move in our life, how we interact, how we experience, and how we create, manifest in our lives and on our journey. There has been a shift, a switch, a coming in of a new consciousness, a new realm. In the next couple of weeks, and going actually into December and the rest of the year, but the next couple of weeks is quite strong, of these energies that are coming in. Now, the energies of transmutation that's coming in this time are very, very important and powerful. They are coming in and focusing on our solar plexus and our throat energy centers. These energies that are coming in are going to bring up the vibrations of the old connected to our self-realization, connected to our self, our values, to the ability of us being able to really see ourselves in the truth of our lightness, of our being that is light. During this time, because we've done a lot of transmutation, a lot of transmuting, and we're going to continue to do this. But during this time that I'm speaking about, the gifts of the light will be coming into our lives. Now, it is about us knowing how we can hold these energies, while at the same time, we're continuing to clear, bring up, and unpack this very old consciousness that's been within us and also on the planet. I'm going to say this again. This time and this time of this clearing within us is so important. It is also linked to the shift that is and needs to happen on the bigger picture, on the planet, in the collective consciousness. Now, this time that I'm talking about is connected to the age of 7 years old to 12 years old of your journey. And here's the reason why. That time is a time when we move into the initiation phase of self-realizing. In the old ancient ways, when we were connected more to Mother Earth, our journey, our beingness would go through the initiations of our becoming. For eons, we've been disconnected from this natural way. at this time that we are going into the next 2 weeks, in fact, the rest of the year, much that will come up has to do with this period of time that now needs to be transmuted, needs to be cleared, and needs to be brought into alignment with where we are in becoming. The ages, again, is the time period of our lives between the ages of 7 and 12. That is the age where we start moving into our individuation, our individual consciousness, where the first inkling to starts coming through the peripheral of our energy field to move out of the known tribe, which is our family. In the old Mother Earth ways, this is a time where the elders, where the wise mentors would come through to support us, to guide us on this journey as we express ourselves, our becoming, our finding out, those first feelings, those first seeing, experiencing away from the resonance of mother and away from the resonance or the emanation from father. So usually this time is when the elders, the mentors, not your mother, not your father, would come through. But that didn't happen for most of us, for many of us. So that became a very distorted time and space where we didn't have that support. So those moments of moving into self-realizing, our individuation was distorted, was dominated upon, and so on and so on. So this created for many a closing off, a interference around the throat energy center to express, to ask, to speak, to question, to seek out knowledge, to seek out learning, to talk to the elders, the mentors. And the throat is connected to listening. This is a time where we would have been taught how to listen. First, how to listen to the earth, to your surroundings, to others. Not only listening to what they're saying, but listening in how they move, how they live, how they not say, listening in how they are in their not saying, also in their silence. All this is the time for learning all of that is between the ages of 7 and 12 years old. So some of the things that might come up during this time is connected to that timeline. As I've been saying, the energies coming through are high, are strong, and powerful. We have already been and continue to do a lot of shifting, realization, and transmutation. This is coming up. We're in this space at the moment where there's a lot of incoming light, there's a lot of realization, but we're in this space. It's the next level. And this space requires this shifting transmutation of that time period that I'm talking about. Because that is when we were supposed to move into the creative fire that's held in the solar plexus to express throat energy, our wonderment, our excitement, our pure, our pure creative force to visualize, to see, to dream, to imagine how we wanted to create, to play. This is a time where we would have started to feel and learn. And we did, by the way, we did learn about excitement, about joy. But what wasn't there for us was support, was knowledge on how to hold on to this magic of an activated purity of wanting to express our self becoming. So for a lot of us, that got restricted, constricted, oppressed, or suppressed. So the energies coming through might bring to attention the consciousness around this where you are not or not feeling free, where you're not feeling seen, where you are exhausted from the hard yakka, the hard work constantly. I know many of us have been feeling the exhaustion of constantly doing the work on ourselves and wondering, is there joy? When is it going to be my turn? When are we going to have the breakthrough? We are going to have the breakthroughs. This time we have moved into, I call the gifting of the light, the gifts of the light. And they are ready to be given and for us to receive, to move through us, to channel through us these gifts of the light to come to us, because we have created so much space within our being. The time period I'm speaking about holds a major key, for you to receive the gifts of light, but not only to receive it, but to absorb it. And it's an energy and it's a feeling. I know through the work that we are doing on ourselves, we are having moments where we are exhausted and we feel hopeless. There are times when the vibration of fear comes up and it hits those energy centers. And for a while, our focus is on survival, around money, around our homes, our work, our health, our connections, our relationships. And this is going to happen because we are moving out of really established ways of being and ways of feeling and the ways of creating and so on. But with these gifts of light coming through, we are going to be able to be in those spaces for a very, very short time. Because what is going to happen, our ability to tune in to the bigger picture of us is going to happen quickly, and we're able to move out of that survival consciousness and into that expanse and the bigger picture of ourselves and into the expanse of the light much more and much quicker. And it's like any muscle. The more we do that, the more that muscle grows stronger. And as it goes stronger, it's beneficial to all parts of our bodies: emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. So that time between 7 years old and 12 is an imperative time. It is the first step, or was the first step, to our self-realizing. It is where the activation of our spiritual nature calls us to start stepping into our temple of our I am, away from mama and away from papa. So that's the age time. Because for a lot of us, that time could have been really full on. It's a time where disappointment comes in, where shock occurs. So much happens in that time, because what happens is we become aware of the world in a different way, so much more bigger. Because what happens between 7 and 12, especially early part of that, 7, is that we have stepped out of our tribe, the tribe of family, and we've entered into this other tribe with other tribe members that don't belong to our original tribe, but it's a different tribe that we are entering. We're all entering in this tribe, and that's through school, our peers, the extended families, the shopkeeper, the baker, the candlestick maker. We enter into these other spaces. So for us at that time, it is these mixtures of feelings, of excitement, because there is excitement there. But what happens is, for many of us, that time becomes and can be heartbreaking and traumatic. Because what was missing for most of us is the energy of the elders, of the wise mentors. And that's just been the way of this planet for a long, long time. And so we're pretty much out there on our own. So we would have heard stuff like, it's time to grow up. You're a big girl now, or you're a big boy now, and you don't do that. Now that is the false testament. That is the misinformation that we absorb. Grow up, misinformation. Okay. So all that created certain programs that we started to lodge in our being. I'm not good enough. I am not liked because of this, because I look like this. My friends don't want to play with me. And then that's just on that level. And then there's on other levels of different experiences that many would have had during that time that shook the core and the foundation of their self-realizing. Know this: you are the elder. You are that wise mentor to that beautiful child within you. And that is what is required now as part of this transmutive time. Know that you are the wise one, that it is time to stop joining in the internal dialogues, monologues that you are having about yourself, yourselves that are under the umbrella of heavy duty criticism, judgments, and the ending. You must end the projections from yourself to yourself. And the reason why I feel strongly about this is because it's a key. It's a key for you to break through these loops that you are in, these mini energies that are coming up as you are transmuting. Because these mini energies that are coming up can be overwhelming because they're telling you, when's it going to be over? When am I going to stop doing all this work? It's so hard. When is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my turn to receive, to be seen, and so on? This key I'm talking about, 7 years old to 12, holds in that energetic consciousness golden keys of big, big self-realization, because that's a time that we hold naturally, because it's a natural progression to that initiation time. We hold the direct line to creation, to imagination, to a undeniable connection to magic, to miracles, to the unknown. It is naturally wired in our energy system. But things overcame us, dominated us, and threw us into the dark rooms of our being that were created from not having those sacred mentors, elders. But like I'm saying now, you are the elder, you are the mentor. Gently connect with yourself. A simple exercise. It's putting your left hand on your solar plexus, your right hand on your heart, and holding yourself there and saying, I've got you. I see you. And oh my God, you are so beautiful and divine. And I am listening. And then I'm going to tell you through love and light and show you how life is. And you will then feel the energy of self-realizing from that timeline. Start moving through your system to meet you, because that part in you is feeling, is hearing the elder that it's always yearned for that sacred elder, that mentor, that divine mentor is coming through. And when you do this often, you are literally expanding your energy. You are working that muscle to move into more and more that realm, that consciousness of synchronicity and serendipity. So when you drop sometimes and you drop to the floor and you're in that lower space, it's okay because you have enough momentum to get up and be and stay in that space of the I am presence. So in that space of the I am divine presence, that will become stronger. So then it'll just be automatic. It'll just be automatically moving and resonating, emanating out of your being. And that becomes the main emanation that goes out into your external reality. Will you still be healing? Will you still be clearing stuff? Yes, because that's what we're in. We are shifting so much. And we'll continue to do so because we've collected so much. But each time you do, you're creating more room for the light to be held in your being. And as there is more light, you are going to be revealed. That's the revelations. You are going to be revealed. The light that you are in your physical being, your physical embodiment. This is what we're moving into. So there is a bit of a shift there. The gifts of light are coming through. And these gifts predominantly are going to assist us to have these breakthroughs, to have these aha moments, and to feel and see a bit of ease and understanding when things move certain ways, moves forward, move back. But there'll be more of an understanding, then you will be able to co-create. And then eventually, when you have more understanding on all levels, you will be able to really, really get that you are not only transmuting, but you are the alchemist. This age time I'm sharing with you is really, really a massive key. It is the time of the alchemist being born, is that age. Remember, I think there was a book that came out. They're just seeing, I'm just seeing. And it was the time, and it's the time. The book was called The Little Prince. I think that is very descriptive of that time. So connecting and knowing if anything comes up, it is really that part. In these next 2 weeks, the rest of this year, it is that part calling you to support, hold, connect, and love. Thank you, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you.